Asia-Pacific, Africa, Middle East, Europe, and North America are setting the pace for real-world blockchain adoption in 2025. The tech is unlocking financial inclusion, secure transactions, and transparent supply chains, even as it faces unique local challenges. But before we dive in, did you know 50% of you aren't following across our socials? Come on, guys, hit that follow button and collect our episodes in pods.media. Your support means the world. Thanks. Today, our mission in this deep dive, really, is to explore the current tangible state of global blockchain adoption. We're going to try and look behind the curtain at where and why it's genuinely gaining traction,
Yeah, see what's actually happening on the ground.
Exactly. And what challenges and opportunities lie just ahead. All of this is pulled straight from the sources we've gathered for you. This isn't about some far-off future.
Absolutely not.
We're talking about right now, 2025, what it means for you.
Right. And our aim here is to get past the usual hype you hear about blockchain. We want to really dig into its real-world impact.
Mm-hmm.
It's really important for you, the listener, to grasp why this tech is shifting so fast, from just talk, from speculation to actual practical use.
Right.
It's not just a buzzword now, it's changing things. Finance, supply chains, you name it. Understanding this shift is, it's key.
Okay, let's unpack this then. The first thing that really jumps out from our sources is, blockchain isn't just theory anymore. It's not stuck in white papers.
Not at all.
It's actively powering critical stuff right now, real time. We're talking faster, cheaper payments across borders, for regular people and businesses.
Big deal for many.
And bringing real transparency to complicated supply chains. Then there's DeFi, decentralized finance.
Which is essentially finance without the old banks built on the blockchain.
Exactly. Removing those middlemen and even securing digital identity for millions of people. The scale is what's compelling, too.
The numbers are climbing fast.
Yeah. User numbers, active projects, they're booming.
Right.
And not just in the usual tech hubs, but right across emerging markets and major economies.
And it's not the Wild West anymore either.
No, regulators are stepping in. They're actually working on frameworks to support this wave, but also keep things stable. It feels like a coordinated global thing now.
And what's really fascinating is the impact we're seeing in these leading areas. Blockchain is genuinely solving some big, stubborn problems.
Like what specifically?
Well, think about, say, a small farmer somewhere in rural India or Vietnam. Now they might be able to get a microloan directly through a DeFi platform.
Skipping the traditional banks.
Exactly, avoiding crazy interest rates. Or picture tracing coffee beans right from a farm in Colombia all the way through shipping, processing to your local shop.
So you know where it came from, ethically sourced, all that.
Precisely. With data, you can trust because it's immutable. It's not just about being efficient. It's about building trust where maybe it was missing before, especially in trade, and bringing transparency to all sorts of things. Food, property records. If you connect that to how fast digital economies are growing everywhere, blockchain is bridging gaps.
Making things fairer.
Yeah, making markets, payments, data just more inclusive and trustworthy, especially for people without bank accounts or in places where the traditional finance system isn't that stable.
So when you think about that scale, more inclusive markets, building trust, empowering people, it's pretty striking, isn't it?
It really is.
Did you honestly expect such widespread, practical uses of blockchain to be so common today in 2025?
If you'd asked me 5 years ago, probably not this fast, no.
It's moved incredibly quickly from theory to actual impact. It's surprised me too. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. Who and where are the leaders? Who's setting the pace?
Right, the geography of it all.
Our sources point to several key regions, and they're all doing it a bit differently. It's like a mosaic.
Fascinating one.
So first up, Asia Pacific. We're seeing countries like India, Vietnam, the Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand.
Yeah.
They have incredible grassroots adoption.
Just huge user bases growing organically.
Exactly. Often driven by people using mobiles first, needing ways around older, clunky financial systems. That bottom-up energy is really setting a standard.
It shows how fast tech can spread when it solves a real, everyday problem.
Definitely. Now let's pivot to Africa. Nigeria really jumps out there.
Absolutely. Leading the continent, what is it? Something like 32% blockchain ownership?
Yeah, an impressive number.
And think about why. In places where currencies might be unstable or banking is hard to access, Blockchain offers an alternative.
A stable one.
Relatively speaking, yes. It plugs these critical gaps. It's a financial lifeline, a way to store value for millions who might be locked out otherwise. It shows blockchain's power for inclusion.
That's powerful. Okay, then the Middle East. The UAE seems to be positioning itself as a real hub.
A hub for regulation and innovation, yeah.
Right.
Dubai's crypto zones, for example.
Right, what are those exactly?
They're like special economic zones, but for crypto, offering clear rules, incentives, basically attracting blockchain businesses from all over the world.
Creating a sandbox.
Pretty much. And Abu Dhabi's putting serious money into blockchain, often state-backed investment. They're building an ecosystem, showing other governments how you can actively nurture this tech.
Designing for growth, not just reacting.
Exactly. Setting a global example, really.
Okay, let's hop over to Europe. Switzerland's Crypto Valley keeps coming up.
Still a major center, yes. Very vibrant. But it's not just Switzerland anymore.
No.
The EU-wide standards, like the MiCA regulation, that's making a big difference. It creates a more harmonized environment across the continent.
So clearer rules everywhere.
Yeah, more predictable. And that lets startups, big finance companies, even governments, experiment and grow more confidently. It helps with cross-border stuff and makes investors feel safer.
Makes sense. And finally, North America. The U.S. seems to lead in a different way.
Yeah, the U.S. is big on enterprise use cases, large companies looking for efficiencies, plus huge institutional investment, and a lot of the cutting-edge DeFi stuff originates there.
So more top-down, corporate-driven.
Largely, yes. You see established players and regulators really trying to shape best practices, especially around security and following the rules. It's a different flavor to the grassroots movement in Asia.
That contrast is interesting.
It really is. And what's striking is how all these different approaches show how adaptable blockchain is. It's not one size fits all.
Right.
It can be shaped and used effectively in totally different economic settings, under different regulatory ideas. Each region is kind of teaching the world something new about how this tech can work.
That adaptability is key. But it also brings us to, well, the hurdles. So what does this all mean for the roadblocks? Because it's not all smooth sailing, is it?
Not at all. Despite the momentum, there are definitely significant challenges to navigate.
What are the main ones the sources highlight?
Okay, our sources really point to four main hurdles. First, regulation. Always a big one.
The balancing act.
Exactly. How do governments encourage innovation, let this tech solve problems, but also make sure things are safe, stable, and consumers are protected? Very. Too loose, you get chaos. Too tight, you kill the innovation. And every country is tackling it differently. It's a real tightrope.
Okay, what's next?
Second is infrastructure. Basically making sure the networks can actually handle the load. Can they scale up to millions or billions of transactions?
And talk to each other.
That's interoperability, yeah. How do different blockchains connect? How do they link up with the old systems we still use? This is especially tough in developing markets where the basic digital plumbing might not be as robust.
Right, you need that foundation. Third
is education. There's still a pretty big knowledge gap.
On both sides, user and decision maker.
Yeah. Potential users might find it too technical, too complex, maybe don't trust it. And then leaders in business or government might not fully grasp its potential or its limits.
And you won't get wide adoption without understanding.
Exactly. People won't use what they don't get or trust.
Okay, and the last one.
Finally, privacy and security. This is inherent in the tech, almost. Blockchain is built on transparency, that shared, unchangeable record.
Which is good for trust.
Right. But how do you keep that transparency while also protecting sensitive data? Personal info, company secrets.
That's a tough one.
It is. Finding that balance, maybe with new crypto tricks or private blockchains, is crucial for getting everyone, especially big businesses, on board.
So these are definitely big, complex challenges. But overcoming them, it sounds like that's part of the innovation process itself.
Absolutely. It's not just about removing obstacles. Tackling these challenges is what pushes the technology forward. It forces ingenuity.
The journey drives the destination, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's look ahead then. Given all this, the adoption, the challenges, what's the future outlook? Where are we headed, according to the sources?
Well, if we connect the dots, the projection is for even wider adoption. A big driver will be just more people getting online, especially with mobiles in emerging markets.
Billions more potential users.
Exactly. And the potential for blockchain to empower them, bypassing old systems, is huge. We also expect certain uses to really take off as the tech matures and people trust it more. Think really efficient, secure cross-border payments. Sending money instantly, anywhere, without those big bank fees.
That would be revolutionary for many.
Totally. Or secure healthcare records you actually control that work across different doctors and hospitals seamlessly.
Better patient control, better care.
And even more detailed supply chain tracking. Knowing for sure where raw materials came from, proving things are ethically sourced, cutting out fraud.
Building more trust into products.
Right. And here's a key point. That regulatory clarity we're starting to see in places like the Middle East and Europe, that's going to really encourage more global investment.
Make big players more comfortable.
Definitely. It paves the way for blockchain to become truly mainstream across industries. That legal and operational maturity is a massive accelerator.
That leads to a really compelling projection from the sources, doesn't it? They suggest that by 2026, maybe even sooner.
Yeah, this one's fascinating.
The term blockchain-powered could become as common as cloud-based is today. You just see it everywhere.
On your apps, maybe in your card systems, the food you buy.
If that happens, if blockchain power becomes just normal, ubiquitous, what does that really signal? A fundamental shift in how we think about digital trust.
Potentially, yes. A shift towards trust being baked into the system itself, maybe less reliant on just trusting big institutions. It definitely indicates a major change in perception and integration.
It feels pretty fundamental.
I agree. It's a powerful idea, and it points towards mainstream acceptance. But, for it to really become as seamless and invisible as cloud-based tech,
there are still hurdles.
Yeah, we still need to crack the user experience, make it so easy you don't even know you're using it, and deal with the energy consumption questions, which the cloud mostly solved ages ago.
Good point. Cloud had its own path.
Right. So yes, it's a fundamental shift, but blockchain has its own unique challenges on that path to ubiquity. It means it's rapidly moving from niche to practical tool.
Changing how we do things globally.
But yeah, the journey isn't quite over yet.
Okay, so to kind of wrap up our deep dive today, the takeaway really is that the momentum for blockchain is undeniable. It's real.
It's tangible now.
It's shifted from just a concept to a practical tool in many parts of the world. And it's clearly making things better in terms of transparency, access, unlocking opportunities where they're needed most. The regions leading the way today are really building the foundations for a more open, connected, and trustworthy future for all of us, slowly but surely.
And this raises an important question, I think, for you, the listener. As blockchain does become potentially as pervasive, maybe as invisible as cloud-based technology,
Right.
how might its core ideas, transparency, decentralization, trust, built into the code, how might those principles challenge or maybe reshape the traditional systems you deal with every single day?
Things like banking or supply chains.
Or even how you vote, perhaps. How might it change things in ways you haven't even really thought about yet?
That is a powerful thought to ponder. We invite you to think about how these trends might personally impact your business, your community, or your own projects. What role could you play in this?
Food for thought.
Definitely. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.